Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama. Yeah, so the picture is not in sync. I don't know why. It's something's using the resources of the computer. Oh, brother. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. So I'm going to figure this out here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, everybody, put your microphones on and let's chant. I'll try and figure this thing out here.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Nityanandan, Nitya.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Nityanandan, Nityanandan.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Rama Rama Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Nityanandan,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare Rama
Hare Hare. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Nityanandan,
Rama,
Nityanandan.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Nityanandan,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Nityananda
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Nityanandan, Nityanandan.
Krishna Chaitanya
Hare Krishna.
Nityanandan, Nityanandan. Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Nityanandan, Nityanandan. Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Gaura, Gaura.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama, Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Rama, 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama, Rama, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama
Rama, Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama.
Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Why are you doing that when I'm chanting?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What's going on? Hare Krishna. Huh? Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Oh, I feel very alone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Whoa. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hmm.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare Rama. I can't hear it. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Put it on.
It's on.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama.
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Rama, Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama, Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama,
Krishna,
Where is Sridhar?
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Rama
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama,
Rama Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare Rama
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Okay.
Hare
Hare
Jaya
Hare Ram,
Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya
Hare
Ram Ram,
Jai
Nityananda, Jaya Sri
Jai
Nityananda,
Krishna
Jaya
Krishna,
Gaur
Jaya
Bhakta.
Guru Bhakta.
Okay. I don't know. Is it any better, Tom? Does it seem more in sync? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No. Okay. Anyway, it is what it is. Nothing I can do.
I looked on Facebook and on YouTube and here, and it's all totally out of sync.
Is it still out of sync now? Right now?
I have to
Hare
check.
Krishna. Yeah, check it now because it looks a little bit better. Hare Krishna. Okay, let's see here. Let's read a little bit here.
Thanks for using.
Read some Srimad Chapter 1, Questions by the Sages in Srimad Bhagavatam. Canto 1, Chapter 1. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay. It's been okay here throughout the part from the disconnected picture. Okay. Yeah. Is it any better, Tom, in different
Yes,
places?
it's okay now.
It's okay now. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Yeah. It's amazing. Something worked. Choke the chicken. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. Have somebody read here. Who's got the book out? Do you have it, River? Chapter 1?
Sorry, Maharaj, I missed what book it was.
Oh, Srimad Bhagavatam?
Yeah, chapter 1.
Chapter 1, yeah.
Oh,
Canto
okay.
1. Canto 1.
Sorry?
Canto 1, Chapter 1.
Well, just to clarify, you said Chaitanya Charitamrita or Chaitanya Bhagavad.
Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam.
Sorry, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Just got to go back. Srimad Bhagavatam. Chapter. Okay. Okay, questions by the sages.
Yeah. You can start with the first one.
Jai Shri Guru Haridas. Yes, Maharaj. O my Lord, Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations. And he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed in illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusionary representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature, appear fractal, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Shri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusionary representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Okay.
Yeah,
Completely.
oh, did you finish that verse? No.
Sorry, Maharaj, I didn't tell you. Yes, I finished.
Yeah, yeah, this is amazing, just to see how practical that is, how practical that verse is. All the great sages and the demigods are in illusion. Sages and demigods and also the demons because of him, because of his modes of nature. See, but we take shelter of Krishna. See, Bhagavatam to help us take shelter of Krishna, and in this way we can understand that we can be free of those illusory modes of nature by the protection of the supreme absolute truth. Who don't have this information, there's some level of illusion, and everybody is unclear about things. They don't know why is this all happening? Why is this all happening? See? And so it's really practical. This is the time. It's so funny that this information has come at this time, so that those who take shelter, that they can have real freedom and protection, happiness in these times. It's just it's pretty amazing, actually. And everybody else that doesn't take shelter of the supreme absolute truth in parampara system, we cannot know. This is why even Christians, if they don't come in this particular parampara system, they don't have this kind of information. Not to this extent. See, this is the word of God to in such a deep way. I mean, it's such deep revelation of the absolute truth. That's why this Kali Yuga is very special, because such a deep explanation of the Lord and the Lord's workings in this world, about the illusory potency and to the extent of it, is available. But you got to come in parampara system, to get this. Otherwise, it's not. Somebody doesn't know this, doesn't understand these things because of following the process and having that ecstatic devotional devotion develop. They can't really know. Okay, next verse. The purport on that is extremely long.
Is actually the last bit where it says, I know why I always want to go home now. I want to go home, always go home now, because of this verse. Being with the Lord, being in this potency is being home, is always being home.
It's the original position.
Yeah. Okay. Completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. This Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion. For the wealth for all such truth uproots such truth uproots the threefold miseries. This beautiful Bhagavatam, compiled by the great sages Vasudeva in his maturity, is sufficient. Is sufficient in itself for God realization. What is the need of any other scripture? What is the need of any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of the Bhagavatam, by this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within the heart. I finished my heart. Have I gone off?
Yeah, what a fantastic verse. Everything is in that verse. Read it again, and I might stop you here and there.
Okay. Completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. This Bhagavata Purana propounds. This Bhagavata Purana
Propounds. Okay, who's trying to get hold of it? Yeah, this is, you don't need material motivated religion when you have this, because this is so pleasing. Religion is actually a sacrifice also. It's all sacrifice. Everything is a sacrifice to God to make the Lord happy, whether we know it or not. And so the problem is, working in the world in material consciousness, it's polluted, it's contaminated, material motive. People are illusioned, they consider the body, the self, everything's screwed up, everything's a bit insane. It's crazy, And even so, religion is a path, but there's still motive there. It's still materially motivated for selfish interest. People they get corrupted in religion to control people, use God for, just because everything's mixed up. But Srimad Bhagavatam is pure. It's pure. It's the pure religion. It's what they do in the spiritual dimension or the world. Yeah. Everybody is so grateful and happy and glorifying the truths about God. See, the truth will set you free. See, this is what they do in the spiritual world. They're just incessantly, like Ananta says, he's always he's sitting there glorifying the glories of the Lord constantly. It's just infinite, and infinite happiness, infinite bliss is in this. And this is what they do, and this is what people don't know. They can't do it here, so they need to be purified. Srimad Bhagavatam is meant to purify us, and that's why you need to find those. See, this Srimad Bhagavatam is only understandable by those who are pure in heart. It's meant to be read by those who worship the Lord, according to Bhagavad Gita 10:10, to those who worship Krishna with this loving ecstasy. See, this purifies the heart, and as it matures, okay, then you begin to present like the Bhagavatam does. You become a devotee Bhagavat. Mute your mics. You become a devotee Bhagavat. Mute your mic, please. Yeah. You become a devotee Bhagavat, and then you present the Bhagavatam as it is, this pure knowledge. And see, this uproots the threefold miseries in people, because these miseries are caused by ignorance of the truth, twisted truth is being in this Maya. It has to be a way for it to clear off. See, this is the way. This is the process. This is the best of all processes. All other teachings and teachers and systems of purification are are not clean and not clear, not like Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why what need is there for any other scripture? Even the Bible, in comparison to the Bhagavatam, is not clear. It's just been twisted by editors and all that. The same thing will happen with the Bhagavatam. They're already doing it now. Right now, we're fortunate because these conceptions are in a pristine condition, more or less. Before the people with a materially motivated religious mindset that's why I say this Bhagavatam is not materially motivated. But you notice the scriptures are always in the hands of the materially motivated religionists. See, so we're lucky. The parampara system here is pretty clean. You have devotees here that's hearts are purified by worshiping the Lord in loving ecstasy. Therefore, when they look at the scriptures, they can see the essence and present the essence to liberate the world. There's no other really practical way. Chaitanya Charitamrita is even more so, more pristine. It's just amazing. Because the religion of the age, it says, in this age of Kali, there's only the Vaishnava scriptures and the Vaishnavas. The Vaishnava means whose heart is purified by this bhakti and can understand the essence in these holy books, even the Bible or any scripture. The Lord helps them, see, because they're in touch now with the Lord. See, and when you listen, when you listen to a person like empowered, whose hearts are purified by bhakti, like Shukadev Goswami, you get the same kind of result as Maharaj Parikshit. He went back to Godhead like that. Snap of the fingers. That's how powerful this process is. We've already proved it. Look at you guys. There's nobody in any sangha at all. You guys out there in all your groups, you're just an illusion. You're just babies, man. You cannot see the most glorious persons on the planet already developing here because of bhakti and only because of devotion. Because we're presenting the Bhagavatam as it is and Chaitanya Charitamrita as it is without compromise. Yeah. Therefore, the Lord is so pleased. Prabhupada is so pleased. The whole parampara is so pleased that ecstatic devotion, the highest revelation of the Lord, is developing already in our sangha. And so there's so much contamination in the world, it's taking time for them to catch up. We're so far ahead. They're still prancing around the stages doing what Jesus said, watch out for those guys. And they're the leaders, they're the world leaders. Those who are religionists, those who have material motives for being gurus, for teaching, for getting followers. See? That is all cleaned off for them. If anybody out there hears this message, you have an opportunity now that is very rarely available. It wasn't available with Prabhupada because he didn't tell you these things here. He knew all these things. Though all acharyas know these things. But whether they tell you or not, that's another thing. This is why Bhakti Vinod said the acharyas normally, they ascertain the confidential purport of Srimad Bhagavatam. And they keep it for themselves. You don't get it. That's why you didn't get it out there with Prabhupada. You didn't even get it with Bhakti Vinod or Bhakti Siddhanta. What did you get? Rules, regulations, and ceremonies. Okay? And then you get all that, and you take shelter of the rules, regulations, ceremonies, and then because it's not enough to purify the heart, you want to become guru. Oh, you want to have followers. You want to be adored. See, your heart is not in a purified condition, and you want what conditioned souls want, and you use the Bhagavatam to get it. You use religion, the scriptures to get it, to make yourself in an elevated poopy pope's position. That's what happens. It's like a person winning the lottery. They get all this money they don't deserve. They cannot really use properly, and they use it to destroy themselves. That's what people do with being a guru. They get this position of power, and because their hearts are not purified, they destroy themselves, and they destroy others. See, Jesus said that. He said there's the blind leading the blind, and they both fall in a dark ditch. Didn't he? You think that doesn't go for all religion? Everybody gets corrupted by the opulences in this universe here. It's all poison, the opulences here. And you become poisoned, especially in the excessive, the opulences for the bona fide spiritual master is the one who presents the real Bhagavatam and liberates people out of illusion. That's the purpose of the Bhagavatam, is to purify. Like the devotees, they love this. I love this Bhagavatam. It purifies my heart to hear it and to speak it as it is. And it liberates us from the illusory energy forever. And that in itself is the greatest thing, that greatest happiness for the Lord is to relish the truth and to present the truth in this world. This is the greatest thing. It's the greatest revelation. That's what the Lord came to do. He came here to relish the truth as an example, and at the same time preach it to the world as an example of how to. And nothing's changed. Okay? So now we're here to do the same thing, and that's what purifies the hearts, our hearts, and the hearts of the world. More and more you realize it's just about glorifying the Lord with a heart full of love, and gratefulness and happiness. See? That's the Lord. He's like that, and that's the supreme revelation. See? So this Srimad Bhagavatam is not materially motivated because of that. See, it's spiritually motivated. See? And it's devotees whose hearts are pure from bhakti. They know that, they're motivated. See, you cannot be unmotivated. It's our nature to be motivated. But what motivates you? That's another thing. That's why there's no practical way other than hearing from purified hearts who see God like this, who see the true nature of the Lord because of this bhakti. There's no other way to get purified that's practical. You're listening in the world from all people that have material. Naturally, they're human, man. Naturally, materially motivated. You have to be superhuman, and nobody can make a human superhuman other than the Lord Himself by giving Himself to that person, by using them as His avatar. Otherwise, the modes of nature are using all the human beings in this world as their avatar. You know, they're avatars of the mode of ignorance, the mode of passion, the demons, and the mode of goodness, the Brahmins, the good people, the good-hearted up to that point. See, they're all avatars for the energies of the Lord. So it's very rare and wonderful when the Lord uses somebody or some bodies. Now it's some bodies. He's using you guys also as the avatar for His transcendental message in this world. That's the really good news. There's no other really good news in this world other than deliverance for the conditioned souls. That's what Jesus said. Hey man, deliverance is here. This is the message. This is the good news. See? And you see, the poor get it first. They don't have to be liberated so much. They don't have to free the captives. The captives are in religion. The captives are bound by various philosophies and different types of teachings and all that. They need to be liberated. But the poor, they just poor in spirit, you know, like, hey, wow, they find the truth and they treasure it. But we have people here. Look at Amy, look at Fanny. They get the truth and wow, they treasure it right there, right off. Not a lot of stuff they got to go through, right? This is good news for people like that. They're not too spirited like wild horses in the modes of nature. You have to, you know, they have to be tamed by the truths of the Bhagavatam. They have all their ignorance has to be uprooted, like tons of it. You know? So yeah, so that's what the empowered persons do. They fit that verse in the Bible. It's a beautiful verse, man. It's so true. When deliverance is here, you have to meet somebody like that, been anointed by the Spirit of the Lord, the Bhakti Spirit, the devotional spirit. See, it can ascertain. They're the real priests in this world. The real priest is meant to be like that. They're the medium between the world and God. See, but the problem is most of the priestly class are contaminated by religion. You know, materially motivated religion because they didn't reach the stage of purity in heart. This is how you do it. All of them. That's why when Lord Caitanya was here and when Jesus was here, if you were a Pharisee, you wanted to get your heart purified, you had to listen to him. Look, Nicodemus did. He became a real saint afterwards. There's even a gospel of Nicodemus. See, the gospel is the good news comes from the heart of the witnesses. We're the good news starting with the Vaishnavas. There's no good news of materially motivated people preaching to you. There's some level of lie there. Yeah, you know, it's about the truth will set you free. The truth is Lord Chaitanya's mercy is here and will deliver you in this life. Hey, Narayan Raj, why didn't you tell people that? Prabhupada, why didn't you tell people that? Bhaktisiddhanta, why didn't you tell people that? Well, they left it for us because there's a certain timing for it. They knew that. That's why Prabhupada said, when I started revealing this and people were falling over in ecstasy, crying tears of ecstasy and happiness, Prabhupada appeared like that. You're doing exactly what I want you to do as my full approval. Full, not just partial, full approval. You do more of that. Yeah, we're here to deliver the world on the order of Prabhupada. Believe it or not, you're lucky if you do come to believe it. You come here, I'll convince you, man. That's my job. I'll convince you that these talks and these teachings is empowered by my Lord, and my Lord is powerful. He runs circles around these Acharya Devs and Radhanas and Prem Paroshanas and all that. I'll show you. All you need is the Lord's actually using. That's how it works with Lord Caitanya. If you're a real associate of Lord Caitanya, he can use you. And he'll deliver so many people who believe the message. It's like Prahlad, same message, always the same message. Prahlad said, I heard from my guru, Narada Muni, and I became an ecstatic devotee because I believed him. I heard from him, he convinced me. And if you listen to my word, my witness, you will also be like me. He's never changed. People were like Jesus. They became like Jesus. They had the same Holy Spirit that Jesus had because they listened to him. 11 listened to him deeply. You all becoming like Gaur Haridas, right? You ecstatic devotees. Why? Because you listened here. You become convinced. It's easy to be convinced here. You know, when the Lord is using somebody and you really want the Lord, you get purified very fast. And the Lord's, you pass the tests, and the Lord sees, oh, this person's trustworthy. Yeah, they got a few thorns, no problem. We'll get them, we'll remove those in due course. The Lord ain't waiting for you to be perfect like they've all been taught before. Be perfect like God is perfect. Forget it, man. You'll never follow. You follow that path, you'll take many incarnations working on that false flag. Will never happen. The Lord is wonderfully perfect, and when we're purified, our hearts are purified by following the real process, and it happens very quickly. You'll be just so happy glorifying God as God is. You won't even be thinking about wanting to be Mr. Perfect or Mrs. Perfect, or wanting to be honored or respected. It's just too good, man, to glorify God as God is. It gives too much happiness to the Lord in your own heart, and you and the Lord share the same heart. You want to learn the Lord's heart? You meet a real devotee. They share the same heart. Otherwise, you don't know, unless they could be hiding the Lord's heart from you, like the recent acharyas. They didn't want to show you that. Oh, don't show any tears, man. No. Don't show the Lord's heart. Don't show how he feels. Don't show his joy and how he laughs a lot. Don't take the laughing therapy. I remember when I started laughing, when I was chanting, I thought this would be great therapy because people look so depressed and sad. So I put this laughing therapy in. People say, oh man, this changed my whole mood changed. I was depressed, man. I just watched this video. I just couldn't help laughing. Laughing therapy. Yeah, we need it. Matter of fact, there's a lady charging you. One of my Facebook friends from Goa. She'll charge you to do the laughing therapy, and that's only feigned. They just do that as a discipline. Not coming from your heart at all. Not coming from the depth. But they just force themselves to laugh. Can you imagine? And they call that's what people got. It's like going to crying schools and they can't really cry, so they say, oh, well, actually, we just used the name. Or it's like people chanting Hare Krishna, and what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to be conscious of Krishna. Well, what does that mean? That means ecstatic love awakens in your heart. And then you become conscious of who and what Krishna is and his glory. But no, just chant, man. Forget about the ecstasy. If we see it, we'll call it sahaja and try to get rid of it. Yeah, that's called materially motivated religion. Okay? Because they can't do it. These gurus can't chant in ecstasy. Therefore, it's bad. We got to make it bad. We got to make it ignorance, maya, sahaja. See, they can't chant in ecstasy, so if they see somebody else doing it, it's sahaja. That's what the Narayan Raj group is like that too. Oh, this is all sahaja. Oh, you're not supposed to show this. Not now. Not on our watch. Not while we're watching. We're watching now. The Lord is watching. See, when the devotees watch, the Lord's on watch. See, and how do you know the Lord's watching? Well, the devotee will tell you. See, they share the same heart. What the Lord's watching. Otherwise, nobody knows what the Lord's watching. He's watching the bullshit, and he makes his comments. But he does it through his avatar, who shares the same heart, because of Bhagavad Gita 10:10. Never forget that verse. It's a great verse. Everything is in that verse. Rasa tattva, guru tattva, maya tattva. To those who worship Krishna, I repeat it. To those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy. See? That's called prema bhakti. Another word for loving ecstasy. Prema. Doesn't that sound good? Prema. Sounds like butter on bread, doesn't it? Prema. Butter. Bread and butter. See? Prema bhakti. Krishna. See, he's the bread. Man. Put a little butter on that. Revelation. Yeah, give them the understanding. See, they got the light, man. Yeah. See, their word is the light. Their understanding is the light because of prema. Why wouldn't you want to go listen to them? If you don't have any prema when you're worshiping Krishna, why would you go to somebody to get the understanding of how to come back to God, to Krishna? Why would you do that? I'm just asking a question from all you persons in those religions, the ones that we have to liberate, you captives out there. You're captivated by religious, ignorant ideas. Why would you go to anybody that doesn't worship the Lord with prema to find out how to get to Krishna? Doesn't the verse say you can't do it? Indirectly, the opposite. You go to those who worship the Lord with prema, how to get back to Krishna. They have in the word for word, it says real knowledge. They have real knowledge. That means the opposite. If you don't worship the Lord with prema, you don't yet have real knowledge, no matter how much you study the Vedas. See, it's not by study of the Vedas that one can ascertain the absolute truth, the solid truth of real religious principles. See, the real ones, the pure ones, are hidden in the heart of an unadulterated, self-realized soul. What's hidden in the heart? Prema. One must follow the progressive path of such persons. Otherwise, you're not progressing. That's why I tell you, you guys, you come to the platform of Vaidhi Bhakti. If you don't come here, you're going to die on that platform. And you didn't finish your work yet. You got to hear there's ignorance there, isn't it? They say you can come to the level. You know how many devotees believe that by their Vaidhi Bhakti practices that they're going to come to the level of Prema Bhakti? So many. They think, why should I come listen to you guys, you Prema Bhakti? Because we don't even believe it, number one. But we're just going to come to that stage by Prabhupada's books as Rhythmics. Don't tell Balaram Ways I said that. See? Even though the verses in Chaitanya Charitamrita say no, you're not going to come. You have to hear from the ecstatic devotees. It's through the devotees who chant holy names with great ecstatic devotion. See? Bhagavad Gita 10:10. See? Then it's through them. See, through their word. You go through their word, through their real knowledge, their real understanding. See, Balaram doesn't have that, and is whoever he's preaching to. See, they don't have that. See, it shows you it's hard for them. Yeah, right. It's hard for them to understand, even though. So that's why Prabhupada preached like he did. That's why they're still, going on that. Yes, Varnashram Dharma. Let me just follow the rules, regulations, which a lot of them can't even follow themselves anyway. So it shows you they need to look at. We don't even strictly follow anything but the Lord, because we have Lord Chaitanya's mercy. We do follow essential rules, a lot of essential rules, and more important than what they do. You can follow all these do's and don'ts and this, don't do this and don't do that, and you can follow all that stuff. But by not doing this is more powerful. This gets the desired result quickly, even in this life. Replying to my, you always laugh on my comments, so you are putting me on the right place. So who is puffed up now? Who is puffed up now? Can somebody interpret what she says? What did she say?
She said Christianity is all into depression, and I thought this was funny. So and her false ego cannot. She feels offended because I love it. Christianity is not into depression.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, well, hang in there, my buddy. Try to hang in there. Only authentic has real authority. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's a beautiful verse. Yeah, pure in heart. Yeah, so this Srimad Bhagavatam is the highest truth distinguished from illusion. You see, that's this preaching. That's why it's hard to take. See? That's why the real confidential Bhagavatam isn't preached to the beginners. It's not even preached to these gurus, because they're beginners too, as far as I see. They can't take the truth. They can't take the highest truth because it distinguishes their illusion that they're in. But if that illusion isn't distinguished, people think, oh, I can get to Krishna going through these gurus who don't have prema, who don't worship the Lord like Bhagavad Gita 10:10. And they have a hard time. Gohar, you shouldn't point out these illusions. Well, how can I preach Bhagavatam? How can I help people find the real path? If you think the illusion is the truth, how are you going to find the truth? You know, it doesn't even make sense. That's why you have to come here and hear logic. They can't teach it to you because they're in some level of illusion. See, they're caught by putana, the obstacle. You want putana removed, you have to listen to the devotee and hear. And I'll show you that they're caught by putana. They see putana walks into Vrindavan and looks like the real devotee. Just like these gurus, they walk into Vrindavan, right? They walk into Krishna consciousness. That's walking into Vrindavan. And they put their seats. Oh yeah, we're representing Vrindavan. But they're like Putana, same thing. They don't have the bhav. There's poison, right? Because they're not real representatives. See, they're caught by Putana. Who's going to liberate them? They can't. Their disciples certainly. Their disciples keep feeding the ego, the false ego. Oh, Guru Dev. Oh, you're so fantastic. Oh, yes, you're great. Like Pundraka was being glorified by millions of cities. He started to get really puffed up, man. Oh, wow, I must be God. See? They get puffed. Oh, I must be Guru. Yes. Yes, look at me. I'm Jayapataka and I have thousands of followers. Yeah. You have any prem of the residents of Vrindavan? You're supposed to represent Vrindavan, right? Isn't that the Krishna consciousness movement to represent Krishna? Well, where is Krishna? He's in Vrindavan, right? Why are you coming to Krishna? Don't you want to go to Vrindavan? Don't you want to be a devotee in Vrindavan? How can that person who's not in Vrindavan mood and consciousness and ecstasy, like those residents, get you there? See, why do you have fault with me just preaching logic? Guy, I'm Guru Dev, you can worship me? Come on, that's idol worship, isn't it? You worship a person who is still in material consciousness, because if you don't get the mercy of Radha and Krishna and through Lord Caitanya and through his real representatives preaching these truths, then how are you representing them? Hey, people, this is this is the only hope for those persons, because they're all dead. The gurus, the blind gurus, blind leaders, and their blind followers are you're destined for another birth. You're still in darkness. You have to hear the conclusive truth by somebody who's realized it. Is this faulty to say, well, the highest truth is prema bhakti? Is that faulty? Distinguished from illusion, those who don't have prema bhakti are not very good leaders at all. They can't help you very well. They also, everybody has to, if they want Vrindavan, you have to hear from the devotees. That's why Prabhupada wrote those books for this time. That's why they're all chanting Hare Krishna in these groups, right? They're all chanting Hare Krishna. Are they going to Vrindavan? Well, not in this life or their next life, because they haven't developed Vrindavan consciousness. Is Lalita Ganga sitting right before you? Is she going to Vrindavan or river right there? Are they going to Vrindavan quickly? Or are they already in Vrindavan, more or less? Mostly in? Yeah, you can see they have the bob, they have the ecstasy. What you bind on earth, Jesus said, what you bind on earth, you bind in spirit. So if you bind devotion awakened in your heart, that's why Lord Caitanya came. That's why Jesus came. That's why Nityananda came. That's why their followers preach. So that you can get the devotional spirit awakened. So then you can love godly things. You can love worshiping God with a heart full of, happiness and bliss and truth. Conclusive understanding, and lead people directly into the kingdom. Direct flight. You want to take those stop flights? Go to ISKCON and all those groups. Stay in there for your whole life. And they have many stops. You ever see those flights? You stop here and stop there. It takes you so long to get to your destination. We have direct flights nonstop. Just get on this plane and you get to your destination very fast. And we're not even charging you for a nonstop flight. They charge you more, to get, it doesn't even make sense. You're trying to fly to Vrindavan, you got all these stops, so many lifetimes. They even tell you, sorry, you get on our flight here, Narayan Raj said this, you get on this flight here, it's going to be many lifetimes before you arrive in Vrindavan, the ecstasy. Oh, you'll go there physically over there. You'll see Vrindavan, but won't see it. But you'll see, but not see. You get a lot of eye exercise. Seeing the sights, but you won't feel anything. We'll just load you up with lots of rituals and rules and regulations and lots of things to memorize, so you can appear like a great devotee. And we'll give you a big stick to prance around the stage. We won't give you one of these. We'll give you one of those. There you go. Enjoy your stick. See, we follow in the mood of Nityananda. We break the sticks. Yeah, go direct, man. Direct flights to Vrindavan here, man. Why take so long? And they charge you more for that, man. Well, you got all your time and energy. You got to worship these mundane persons. They can't really do anything spiritually for you. Spirit. They say, "What are you saying? Yeah, I get a lot of spiritual teachings and spirit." Yeah. No. You're not even awake yet. You have to do something spiritually for somebody. You got to awaken their spirit, for God's sake. Their spirit's not even awakened. Man, spirit awakening. There's going to be some crying, man. It's like the physical body. You get a physical birth. They go, wah, right? You're going to do a lot of that when you're spiritually reborn. And then you start laughing because it's really great to be and have a spiritual body, man. When I was a Christian, my body, she has the words. Let's see what my body says. When I was a Christian, when I was on one Christian Sangha, and I just mentioned that their prayers remind me on the Krishna, two big guys came and said, I'm not welcome there. Ooh. And I asked, why? God is one. They said, if you will not go out freely, we will take you out by force. Wow. Institutions, not all, but most. Yeah, that's true.
What about ISKCON?
Yeah.
Same thing.
What about ISKCON? Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same. Except there are more of them like that. Yeah. It's institution. Even Bhaktisiddhanta said institutional religion. Institutional religion is the enemy of the spirit. And he started an institutional religion, and so did Prabhupada. But still, so further advancement is you realize, that they didn't do it. They just started institution. What are they going to do? They have thousands of disciples. Bhaktisiddhanta has 60,000 disciples. What's he going to do? He's going to write the books and hope down the line things will get sorted out. Same thing, Prabhupada, thousands of persons. Yeah. When Prabhupada was leaving, he felt, who was it? OBL Kapoor, his godbrother, was telling me. He said he felt really bad, actually. He felt like wow, these persons, they not, well, he didn't feel, he knew he did it, what work he could do. He felt good in that way. But he knew the work wasn't finished. And so we're here to finish it for whoever wants to come and get it finished. We are worshiping the same God in a different way. Yeah. Why always ISKCON to blame? Well, see, even you're not seeing clearly because you just said that religion was like that. So ISKCON is also. When you said that, I saw those same symptoms. What are you talking about? They were going to throw me out. And probably some other devotees who have a spiritual experience. Same thing. Yeah. So why? So that's just because you're also attached to an organization.
She blames Catholic Church.
Yeah, you blame Catholic
Why
Church.
can't we blame the other religion?
Yeah. Well, you think it's,
She thinks it's better. It's all the same.
Yeah, now that's just another thing. People say we're worshiping the same God. If you come here, you'll learn the details of that. Yeah, is your God the same as mine there, Mayavati? I say yes and no. Yes, in the way everything is God's and his energy. So that's so. But no, in the sense, is your God is speculation. More, you got some speculation. My God is not. My God is as it is. It's my life is as it is, Lord, without compromise. But yours is full of speculations. So your God, in a sense, is different. And so when you can come and you listen submissively, that means you really start making progress. Because right now you probably have your own ideas and everything. I don't have my own idea. I have what I consider these Krishna's ideas. We can all check them. If I'm off, you let me know. But you can also check them. You can also check, are these Krishna's ideas that I'm presenting? See? But I check your ideas. It's very easy to check your ideas of speculation. See? They don't concur what's really in Prabhupada's books. See, you think motivated religious ISKCON is glorious, I guess. Sounds like. I consider it motivated religiosity in most groups there. Yeah, exactly. Janardhan hit it on the head. Ecstatic symptoms are not welcome. The very first day, I was almost thrown out of the temple. You know, there was this guy Agni Dev. You know, he's such a great kirtan leader and everything, and he was the one who's always been against ecstatic devotion, and he was temple leader. I've had other encounters, with him, and it's amazing. So they say, "Oh, he's sings like angel and all this stuff," and still his heart is not. It's not right with God because he doesn't like ecstatic flow. He almost kicked me out of the temple. He hasn't changed. That's why they don't change. They stay more or less the same until they die. He won't advance. I saw years later, just as an example, it's just to point out the truth, highest truth from illusion. Years later, I said, "Oh, I was thinking of building a nice temple for Prabhupada." And he looked at me and says, "You're nuts. You're just out of the blue. You're crazy." So you could pick it up. That is another level of consciousness here. And to them, it's crazy. See, no, not into the spirit, but people love, "Oh, he sings so great." They can't discriminate. A person who sings from their heart and a person singing, just because they got a nice voice or something. And so anyway, the devotees, they test the world. That's why, you're lucky if you get through all of this and then you get some maturity in bhakti. You get without Maya destroying whatever bhakti you have. That's why our sangha is here, is to help people, so that their bhakti can grow, can awaken and grow. That's why you're here? Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, yes, absolutely. So read the next verse there, River. That was a good one.
Sorry, number 3.
Yeah.
Okay. O expert and thoughtful man, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, mature fruit of the desire tree of Vedic literatures. It emanates from the lips of Sri Sukadev Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls.
Yeah, isn't it nice when you hear Srimad Bhagavatam, even if you're not a liberated soul? See, it says even for liberated souls. So even non-liberated souls who hear the Srimad Bhagavatam from a real devotee, empowered devotee, you can start to taste that same nectar that liberated souls are able to taste. And it's good for everybody. It purifies even a liberated soul and elevates their consciousness to even a deeper level of understanding God as a person, as a personal relationship. See, even for liberated souls and even non-liberated, if anybody comes here, you're very fortunate. It's like, if you come here and you like to hear these topics, you're the most fortunate. It's like you've won the lottery 10 times over, 1,000,000 times over. Because you get what nobody can, even if they've won zillions of lotteries that they can't get. You get what money can't buy. You get a precious treasure. That treasure is attraction to the transcendental Lord himself, who is generally very, very hard to attain. You get that as a gift just by coming and hearing from his empowered representatives. We're here to deliver that attraction to Krishna, okay? So that you can get the perks of that, of having the Lord as your personal, intimate friend. There's nothing like that. There's no greater power than that. There's no greater happiness than that. There's no greater purification than that. There's no greater power to make others happy than that, on the highest degree, to liberate their soul from illusion forever. There's no greater understanding that you can get by other than being a very intimate worshiper and servitor of the Lord. See? That all you get from hearing from a devotee without speculation, like giving up your speculations. People should be humbled. If you can't be as happy, see, the Lord appears to you. See, this is all, you can all check this, chapter 1, Bhadi Lila. The Lord appears to you as an eternally liberated soul. He's the greatest devotee with the greatest knowledge and the greatest devotion. See? That's how you check. If a person's if they're hiding their greatest devotion, well, they might be hiding the truth from you because, because you probably would leave. You're not ready. If they're hiding the devotion, they probably more or less don't have it. Mostly less. They just don't have it. So therefore, you don't know where the path of deliverance is. You got to be intelligent. That's why you come here. You'll become intelligent because Bhagavatam is intelligent. We just need to program the Bhagavatam into us. Forget the friggin' TV, man. Hear the word of Bhagavatam from a devotee whose heart is purified by ecstatic worship. Get that programming of the truth in you. Just like it's not about being deprogrammed per se. That happens automatically by programming in the truth. This is what sets us free. It's not about giving up the programming. It's about reprogramming the truth in us. It gives everything. It shows you where the path is, shows you the type of devotee you're meant to look for association with. You learn so many things by the God's program. See, God's program, not man's program. See, TV is man's program, isn't it? Those under the modes of nature's program. They have materially motives for what they program you to do. So some agenda, they have some materialistic agenda. They have that in religion too. They have that in ISKCON. They have an agenda. They had an agenda from the very beginning after Prabhupada disappeared. The agenda was not that people become Krishna conscious. You guys, it may be hard for you to hear, but it's true. The agenda was how to get control of people. How to be adored, how to be worshipped, how to get all the money. How'd that work out? Well, nobody gets bhakti. Everybody just stays in religion. Muslim, Christian, Vaishnava, religion is religion. Just rules, regulations. You still don't know God. See, here, if you get what's given here is you get as it is. A devotee is like this. You can look at a Muslim, you can see, this is a real devotee, or he's not. He's a non-devotee. The love of God is not in them. You look at a Christian, the love of God is in them. They have symptoms, qualities. In Vaishnavism, look, most 99% of the Vaishnavas don't have the love of God in them. How dare you? I'm devoted my life to God. Well, you might be pious, you might be, nice, a good person even. don't know what a devotee is. You don't know what devotion is. You don't know who God is. You don't even like the Lord, because we're here presenting the Lord, and you don't like the real Lord. You like your Lord, right? Your speculation Lord. You like your Lord. The Lord, the confused Lord that causes confusion. You like the Lord of you like these persons to lord it over you. These persons that are just mundane religionists that you call Guru Devs, who can't deliver you. You like them as your Lord. Therefore, you stay mundane and they stay mundane. The blind lead the blind. You both stay in darkness and you die in darkness. We don't die in darkness here. We're already in the light. I love the light, man. I love conclusive truth and I love preaching it, man. It's the only hope for this world, actually. It's the only hope for ISKCON and Gaudiya Math and Gaudiya Samiti to get them delivered. Otherwise, you're all taking another birth unless you accept this preaching. It's no different. When Lord Caitanya is here, he said, unless they accept me, they will be destroyed. They will take more births, more cycle of reincarnation. What, is it any different from somebody being used by Lord Caitanya's mission, which is here? You think it's any different that if they don't accept that they're not going to be destroyed also by taking more births? It's always the same. If you're used by the Lord, it's the Lord working to do the same mission. That's why we must preach like this. We must preach conclusive truth. We must show this ecstasy. Otherwise, the Lord's mission is finished. It's not realized. What? It's just you think everybody thinks, and they think and they die thinking that the Lord's mission was all about rules, regulations, varnashram dharma, when that's not it at all. It's all about awakening ecstatic devotion in people so people can love God and go back to Godhead. They don't have to go. They can stay in this material universe zillions of years loving God, and you'll be a happy camper. And you'll liberate many people at the same time. That's the associates of Lord Caitanya. They're like that. Wherever the Lord likes Sankirtan. He likes to go on. This universe, another universe. His associates are like that too. They'll even come alone, but they always bring Lord Caitanya. You don't think Lord Chaitanya's here? You don't think Lord Chaitanya's with a guy like Gaur Das? How else could this happen here? Without Lord Caitanya, none of this could happen. Zero. We're all zeros without the Lord. You can build the biggest hospitals. You can have the Tony Robbins trip with thousands of people listening to you. It's all useless, really worthless. It's all about, becoming powerful. It's all false ego stuff. Becoming important and powerful and making monies and, in business and being good and building hospitals. All that, it doesn't mean much to the Lord. Bhakti is everything to the Lord. That's what we preach here. That's what we demonstrate here. Ecstatic, intimate relations, loving, ecstatic, intimate relations with God is everything. Gives everything. Liberates everything and everybody. To just come and chant the holy name with ecstatic. Prabhupada said my books are just to get you to chant Hare Krishna. Basically in ecstasy, though. This preaching is to get us to chant Hare Krishna in ecstasy. Or to hear, like one guy yesterday said, do I have to chant? Can I just listen? I said, oh yeah, just listen. That might even be better at the beginning, and then just follow your heart. The Lord loves you. Spontaneous. Just comes right out of your mouth when you're ready. I do not want to bend. I want to grow. The net is again low here. I don't want to bend. I want to grow. Yeah, good.
She will need to bend first, otherwise there is no growth.
Yeah, well, for some reason, Mayavadi keeps coming. That's good. That's good. Just keep listening. See what happens. We're here to make friends. Bend over for Krishna. Okay. Did you finish the verse? Yeah. Go next one.
Okay. Once, in a holy place in forest of Nishingadev, great sages headed by the sage Shunaka, I think, assembled to perform a great 1,000-year sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Lord.
You see what we're doing? We're assembled here to do this 1,000. If we had bodies that would live that long, you think we would ever do anything different than this? That's how nice this is. This is what happened with the Christians were like that. When Jesus, they got the Holy Spirit, every day they were doing church, about 3 times a day, morning, noon, and evening. They were just so juiced up on worshiping Christ and the Lord, God. That's what it's supposed to be like. He just is such a, it's a lifestyle. It gives a happiness that's not of this world. That's what the Lord wants. He wants, see, Jesus' prayer is fantastic, man. Thy will be done on earth as it is in spirit, in Vrindavan. This is, see, we can explain these prayers. You think any Christians understand what I just said? Only through the Vedas can you understand and this kind of level of purification. Yeah, thy will be done on earth. See, the Lord wants this kind of worship. See, Jesus said to the lady at the well, the Lord's very much looking for this kind of worship in spirit and truth. You see, it's spirited, there's animated. You got to get out of religion level. Otherwise you see these guys on the seats, very composed and calm and cultured and like that. Where's the wildness of the spirit? Where is the enthusiasm, the spontaneity? Nowhere to be seen except here, places like this. Yeah, and the spirit's animated. The Lord loves this kind of worship. It feels so good, so expressive. The Lord wants to express here in this world. See, the devotees who share the same heart with the Lord because the heart has been purified by ecstatic worship. See, the Lord loves expressing here, and the devotee feels it too. It's like Prabhupada. He got a little more expression than before because at first he said, my God brothers, because see, that's religion. Rules, regulations, ringing the bells, bang, bang, bang. Get some brahmacharis, so that they can eat, and that's it. He said, my God brothers suppressed me, depressed me, and compressed me my whole life. And then when he went on his own, man, the Lord used him, man, and said, okay, now, and he felt more free. Not completely, but more. And you can see in his writings, of his pastimes, how he expressed more of that freedom. People would like, wow, that's so free. The spirit wants to be free. It's free in the spirit world. And that's free. It wants to be free here. It wants to teach freedom to others. Give them freedom. Yeah, I'm free bird, man. I'm free in the Lord. I'm free in the truth, just like Jesus was free in the truth. He didn't go away from the truth. His freedom was in the truth. See, your bondage is in the lies. See, highest truth is freedom is in the truth. Your bondage is in the lie, is in the Maya, the Lord's Maya. It's in those who are servants of the Maya, those who are in religion, those gurus who are in the Maya still. Therefore, your still bondage is in them. Their bondage is in them. They're also slaves, even though they think they're more free. It's all a thought, man. It's all an appearance. Everybody's in bondage except the devotees like Jesus and their real followers, and Lord Caitanya and Nityananda and their real followers, who their freedom is in the truth. Isn't it? Did you see that here? Expressing the truth now. See, Prabhupada's order. Full approval. Yeah, go ahead. Go. All right, man. My full approval, man. Go for it. Liberate something. Whoever will believe in you, they won't be destroyed. See? Because Lord Caitanya and the whole parampara is working here. You won't be destroyed, man. What is destroyed? You won't take another birth. You'll be free in the truth, man. You become ecstatic. You'll have confirmation. You have confirmation, River and Lalita, that you're in the right place? The Lord's confirmed it, And I mean, why wouldn't you take the greatest experience in life as your confirmation, the greatest happiness in life as your confirmation? How can you not get anything more confirmed than that? What? Your unhappiness is your confirmation that you're in the truth? Your misery, your limitations, your ignorance is your confirmation? Your worshiping unenlightened gurus who have no ecstatic devotion is your confirmation? To me, that's your confirmation of your bondage. Yeah, you come here, right? People are coming here. You get freedom. Look at this, you guys. It's not like you're part of some cult. You're part of the bhakti cult now. It's a bhakti cult. Just cultivation. You're doing what I'm doing. I hear and chant in ecstasy. Many of you are hearing and chanting in ecstasy. And relishing the happiness that I am relishing. That's why we can relate. We can be friends and we can be family members. Otherwise, you're not an insider. That's why the ISKCONs and all that, you're outsiders still, man. This is being an insider. It was no different when Lord Caitanya was here. He had insiders. They were ecstatic devotees. If you had no ecstasy, because if you had real ecstasy, you would have faith in Lord Caitanya. You would naturally be his follower. You would just naturally know, oh, God has appeared on earth. Oh, what a great fortune this is. Let us go hang out with him forever. Okay? That's what bhakti does. They were naturally related. They knew that he was the Supreme Lord after he revealed it. See, it's all about becoming an insider. Insider means now you're in internal bhakti. Internal bhakti means you're a liberated soul. Any sane adult will take shelter this body. Yeah, you're free in that, man. You see, this is the way it's supposed to be. Otherwise, the material representation, even in religion, is you're bound by these gurus, bound in ignorance. You're bound by worshiping mundane persons, and that's bondage. They can't free you, and you think you can get free. That's an illusion. See? Here you're worshiping a guru like people are worshiping guru out there, right? You have faith in this guru here. Are you free or are you bound? Does this give you more freedom? They call this the regulative principles of freedom. It's a lot of work and hard to do, but they call that freedom. You got more freedom than that here. Because now you know what the rules and regulations are leading to you is to real freedom. You become like this. You also find your freedom in the truth, and that's what you teach to the world. Get your freedom in the truth. We'll set you free. See? Nothing's changed with Jesus. That was a perfect saying. That was spoken by Lord Caitanya himself, whether you know it or not. You people come here, you'll be so happy to be in the truth and so free in the truth. You'll love sharing that teaching with others so that they can also be free in the truth like you are. That's parampara. And you have to come in parampara to get this. You cannot give such freedom if you're not free yourself. You cannot get such freedom going to a teacher who doesn't have such freedom. right? Logic. You can't go to Tony Robbins to get the freedom that Gauri Das has. Look how much you got to pay him too. Oh, hey, these seminars are not cheap. And you don't get the freedom, you come here for free. But by the way, you know, we are open for donations. Don't let me forget this. I forgot this for 2 days. Don't forget that we are open for donations. But you don't have to. See, isn't that nice? You get free. Free for free. Man, this is just getting better all the time. What do you think, Govinda? Give us a word.
I think it's great. I think it's exciting. I thought I'd take it easy, chill out a bit and just listen, but you get me so excited. I get so animated and activated. You give us this freedom, you know, freedom to see things so clearly. It's great. It's so exciting. And you realize what dumb sheeple we've been, all of us in the world, believing these fools, man. They poor fools, they can't help it, you know. God forgive them, you know, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know. They're so blinded by the material opulences. That's what they want. And but I truly believe that it's extending further and further out now. I just see it in the devotees that come in. They're coming from all walks of life, connections with the government, alcoholics, all walks of life are coming into this Sangha because it's honest, because people can say, oh, there's witness testimonies. That's unheard of. You don't see that in the Gospels. It's there. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's there. Prabhupada didn't have any witnesses. There were some devotees who were more fired up, we know about, but at this level, I don't think so. But I'm not saying, you know, the great things that they did. This is unheard of, Guru Hari. It's unparalleled. What Krishna said to your second student is generic to every single person in this Sangha, and I feel it. You know, you're seeing me because of your Guru. That's you. Acharya Shri Guru Haridas, thank you, man. And, you know, thank you for also saying that wonderful morning you came down the stairs into River Yamuna's kitchen, and hello to River's mum, by the way, and said, what was it you said? What's all this Guru Hari? I mean, Gurudev. Call me Guru Hari, because that's showing you've accepted us as your friends, man. I was like bowled over, and I know River was. You know, so of course I share when I'm sharing the classes and the videos and the books, Acharya Shri Guru Haridas. But to be able to call you Guru Hari as my dear friend, I thank you so much, man. I thank you so much. You know, it's not just seek the kingdom of God and all else is added. It's take the guidance of the Guru, the real Guru. My life, man, is amazing. Is there trouble going on in the world? I haven't really noticed. Well, of course I've noticed, but, you know, not in my world, not in my life, but still, you know, people can get this shelter. And I think that's what this is really for the people. You said once in the classes, this is the people's path, and it really is. Anybody can come here, anybody. And you've got no blame, you've got no condemnation. I've really felt that in your association, and you've learnt me that. I had an axe to grind for a while with ISKCON. I don't have anymore, honestly. I really don't. It was a learning thing. You know, when they threw me out the kitchen, I was very pissed off. I thought, how dare they, you know, doing the food for life and everything. I thought, how dare they? I've painted this kitchen, I've cleaned this kitchen, but you know what? It was a great lesson. I have no hatred in my heart for them, you know, and we are here for them. We joke, and what I like is it's straight shooting, not this political correctness, phony fakeness that we got in the world. Everyone's so politically correct, all in fear, not calling a spade a spade. This is real. I don't know, man. I think all the service that's on the table here to do and to offer people for future generations and here now, I think we'll have to come back in another life because there's so much of it to do. It's so fulfilling and exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, this thing of accepting, how the Lord is showing me these things. It's like, I accept you guys because the Lord has accepted you. I can see the Lord is, so I accept you as my friends because the Lord is in you. See, this is how it works, and then and the Lord is saying, oh, because you have accepted them as a disciple and as your friends, I accept them. See, that's how it works. So it's the devotees thinking, oh, I accept them because the Lord is. It's simultaneous, and the Lord is saying, oh, they're coming to you. They're your disciples, and they're feeling surrendered to you. Oh, I accept them also, and this His acceptance, He gives Himself to you, and that is the greatest opulence in this whole. No, in all the universe, all the billions of universes, is to get that kind of accepting, being accepted by the Lord, accepted into this relationship eternally. Yes. We got the greatest mission. It's really wonderful. And if people come long enough, you'll understand. I don't want any blind believers. There's enough of that bullshit going on. Just come here and see and hear with things that you've never heard before. I hear things I've never heard before. It's just, I come here to, for the gift. You know? Jesus heard things. He said, yeah, bring forth new things. The Lord comes through and gives gifts, more presents. And see, this is what devotees live on. It's these truths. This is value. See, real value. This is tangible value. Everything else goes. See, gold and all that stuff. You think it's solid, but it really isn't. It comes and it goes. You get some gold, people steal it usually at some point, or the government comes and takes it. It's so funny how that works, It's like you can study history and you see people stored up gold, the government comes in at some point and steals it. That's why Jesus said, don't store up your treasures where moth and dust corrupt. See? And people, thieves can come in there and steal it. This is the Lord's. It's the Lord doing all these things to teach us. Look, the Lord can't steal this. I mean, no people in Maya can steal this communion, this connection with the Lord. They can steal everything else, but they can't steal this. See, they can't steal your relationship with the Lord. It has no jurisdiction. Maya has no jurisdiction over the devotee. She's afraid of the real devotee. You become like this, you will feel it. You'll walk through life, you'll wonder, God, how come things just go nicely? Why do I feel so at peace and calm? And why do all these people have these long looks on their face? Well, you know why, because they don't have what you have. They haven't found peace with God. They don't know what that is. Everybody is in enmity. That's why they're fighting. Look at the fighting between Biden and the world leaders. They're fighting, right? This is because they have enmity with God. Otherwise, they would not treat their brothers like this. This whole thing is going on because the enmity with God. It shows up with your enmity with man. You have these kind of conflicts of war. War of the false egos, the globalists, the biggest false egos of them all. They just so infatuated. They have knowledge. This is the thing. They have esoteric knowledge and they've been corrupted by it. It's taken them down a very dark tunnel and to the destruction of humanity. That's why the Lord at some point usually steps in as far as the histories go. You see, in the histories, the Lord steps in and does something because it needs some kind of radical correction. We're at that point. There could be a nuclear war at any second, it appears, They're all like ready to go. They just can't wait to just really, let the horses out of the gate. They just want to go at it, man. I don't know if you've kept up with the news, but it's like, they just can't wait to start something. So how do you find peace on the battlefield like this? It's always the same. The truth. Isn't it? Wouldn't that? How did Arjuna find peace? He was sitting there. He didn't even want to fight. He was gonna kill. He was all like sentimental. Oh, I can't find my. What am I? I'm so confused. See, he wasn't in the deeper truth, was he? But we have Bhagavad Gita because of that. And Krishna says, "Why you?" Yeah.
Just while you mentioned Bhagavad Gita,
Yeah,
I
go
wrote
ahead.
down a question. You were speaking about a Christian devotee who was using the Bhagavad Gita. Is there any links of him? I'd just like to listen a bit and see what, make an
Oh
interaction.
yeah, yeah. Well, I have to find it. I just remember his name was Bill. I don't know if I saved it anywhere. I'll see if I can. I'll do a search, and you can even do a search on YouTube. If you look on YouTube, put Bhagavad Gita Christianity or something. Maybe you'll find it connected
Okay,
somewhere.
I'll do a search. Yeah. Yeah.
Ken, is it Ken Doe? Yeah. Anyway, you can look at the private chat there.
Ken Donahue, Maharaj.
Oh, Ken Donahue. Okay.
Oh, thanks, True.
Yeah. So read. Yeah. Actually, read that verse again. It was really good.
Once in a holy place in forest of Nishingadev, great sages held the
Naimisharanya.
say that again.
Naimisharanya.
Nami Sharanya.
Yeah, something like that.
Nami Sharanya. Great sages headed by Sunyaka, is that right?
Sonika.
Sonika. Great sages held by the great sage Sanaka assembled to perform a great 1,000-year sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Lord and his devotees.
See, for the satisfaction of the Lord and his devotees. Their hearts are intertwined. That's why the verse also comes up and says, this Srimad Bhagavatam is greatly pleasing to hear in a society of devotees. You have to have this devotional awakening, in your heart. And then it's greatly pleasing. To see, this is a sacrifice. What we're doing is a sacrifice for the Lord and the Lord's devotees. You can feel it. You feel the bliss in this, the happiness of this, because the Lord is very happy. He loves Srimad Bhagavatam, and you're giving pleasure to the Lord, and you become a devotee like this. So you like this. You share the same interest of the Lord. He loves to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. He loves to speak through Srimad Bhagavatam through his devotees. He loves to give the insights of Srimad Bhagavatam to his devotees. This is how the Lord and the devotees enjoy in this world. See, the Lord devotees enjoy serving Krishna. Their enjoyment is in the service of the Lord, like this. So they assembled together for this 1,000-year sacrifice. Yeah, go ahead. Read the next verse.
Okay. One day after finishing their morning duties by burning a sacrificial fire and offering a seed of esteem to Sri Sutta Goswami, the great sages made inquiries with great respect about the following matters. The sages said, "Respected Sutta Goswami, you are completely free from all vice. You are well versed in all the scriptures, famous for religious life, and in the Puranas and the histories as well. For you have gone through them under the proper guidance, and have also explained them." You want me to carry on, Maharaj?
Yeah, well, that is, oh yeah, yeah. See, so that's the qualification of a devotee. They're like that. You can see when they speak from realization, from understanding. So that's why I taught you that you either get this from another life, or in this life from the bona fide representative, like they're getting. They're listening to. They want to listen to this speaker who has these qualifications. Yeah, and these are very high qualifications generally, and you wouldn't even get the kind of information you get here. See, because the Lord He's making speakers that you don't have to, to be like that Sutta Goswami, you would take many, many, many lifetimes to do all the disciplinary things and all the stuff you got to do to be like that. But the Lord is making it quick, even before you're perfect, you may not even be free of all vice, even. And because I know I'm not, even the devotees of Lord Caitanya, they felt we're not free of all vice, but the Lord has accepted us. That's what you see. This is what Narayana Raj was teaching: is you got to be free of all vice first, and then you'll start to be able to make a little progress. So where you spend your whole life doing all these disciplinary regulations and all this stuff, and then you'll get to anartha nivritti, which is basically free of all vice. You eat the perfect thing, you dress the perfect way, you regulative in the perfect way. You can spend your whole life trying to get this material perfection. See? But look, the real Bhagavatam isn't revealed like that. He didn't reveal that. He was saying, no, do that, right? Become free of all vice and all that. But the sages weren't like that. You know what they said? The verse is coming up. They said, you give us an easily to understand way to attain the highest perfection in this life, because we don't want to spend all our lives trying to be perfect materially, by being in the mode of goodness and sitting there doing all the disciplines that you got to do that. You give us an easy way to do that. And so he showed the easy way. Maharaj Shukadev Goswami showed the easy way. See, the easy way is just do 1,000-year sacrifice if you got the years. Do 100-year sacrifice. Do 50-year sacrifice. Do a 10-year sacrifice of hearing from the empowered devotee. Best of all things. That's why we show up here every day. Not going to spend all our times trying to perfect like these Vaishnavas do in ISKCON and all these groups. Let us do the rules perfectly. Let's do the fire sacrifice properly. Let's build all these temples. Let's spend our whole lives and energy doing that external thing, and still you don't know the real Bhagavatam. You got to be free in the truth. Now we're giving you the truth to be free in. Get you off that rats thing. Doing around, trying to be in the mode of goodness perfectly, to be perfect like God is perfect, which you'll never do. You come here, you'll be in the real Bhagavatam. See? You're in the real truth, in the confidential purpose of Bhagavatam. Is to sit your fanny in front of an empowered devotee and hear these confidential truths like just what you heard just now. And you're free. Oh, I thought I had to go all my life, following these blind uncles. Oh, following all these rules to be perfect Brahmin. And you freed me by being in the deeper truth, in the conclusive truth, in the confidential truth, in the real Bhagavatam. You come here, you'll get a real Bhakti Shastra degree. You get the Bhakti, man. That's the degree of devotion. Now you understand what you couldn't learn from all your studies and paper degrees and hearing from those who are not self-realized. They don't know the real self. They don't share the same heart with the transcendental Lord. See, you come here, you'll see there's a difference in the preaching. It makes an impact. It changes your life, revolutionizes your life. It teaches you the real Bhagavatam that you didn't hear in 40 years of those boring Bhagavatam classes. Just to get through so you go eat some prasad. Here, the Bhagavatam is the prasad. Nobody's thinking, oh, let me go and eat, man. You're eating now. I'm eating. Man, look at it. 2.5 hours of eating. Yeah. Go ahead, read on.
Okay. Being the eldest learnt Vedantist, O Sutta Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva.
See,
Who is the
eldest learned Vedantas. That's the big brother, man. They're more mature in devotion, and the Lord uses them so that the big brother, see, in other words, you become brother. See, you also grow up. You also become the friend of the bona fide spiritual master. See, they're the big brother. See, they're not to just be your father all the time, forever. This big brother, man, you grow up, man, then you're friends in the proper way, not in some, like contaminated way. So a lot of people, not a lot, but some people, they come, they think, oh, I don't want to be your disciple. I just want to be your friend. And they never get purified in that consciousness. No, you got to be a disciple first, and then you become a friend. Otherwise, you just stay contaminated. You think you're on the same level as a devotee whose heart is purified by ecstatic worship for who knows how many lifetimes. See, that's an illusion, isn't it? All illusions have to go. Yeah. See, that. It's like the devotees in Vrindavan. They know Krishna's special. See, they know devotees are special. They know Radharani is more special than anybody. Because she's big sister. See, and she wants to, she's big sister. And that's the way they say, oh, this is our big sister, Radharani. She has the most devotion. It's amazing. See, most realization about Krishna. Oh, big sister. See, here you get big brother and big sister. That's the beauty of our disciplic line here. Oh, you thought it was just big brother? No, big sister too. Wow. Devotees wouldn't be satisfied they are coming here unless a big sister is also coming. That's a new one. I never thought of that. Thank you, Lord. I love these things. That's always a new present. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, read on a little bit more, and we'll probably call it a day here soon.
Okay. Sorry, Marge, can I just say one thing to what you just said?
Yeah,
Today in class, I was because I always looked to my brother and sister as my guides, my older brother and sister, because that's what we kind of taught.
Yeah.
I was amazed that I've always been looking for their approval, my big brother. But here, this is big brother and big sister. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Being the eldest learned Vedantist, O Sutta Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva.
Elder. Even in the American Indians have this thing about elders. You go to the elders. This is the secret of Krishna consciousness. You got to go to the elders. See, the problem was like in Lord Shiva Daksha scenario there. The demons who were followers of Lord Shiva, they cursed the Brahmins and said, if you put the knowledge of Dakshas, the Brahmins, above the knowledge of Lord Shiva, you are cursed to be a less intelligent. See, this is the problem. Just like now, people put the knowledge that are coming through these gurus above the knowledge coming through this Sangha. they're under the curse of being less intelligent. That's why you see people coming here. You're removed that from that curse, and you have real intelligence here beyond what they say. You get the intelligence here that you can see what the demigods are doing, the demons are doing, and the religionists are doing. They don't have that. Many can't even see that the demons, how they're in control of the world now at this point, how they've got more of a foothold on everything. That's why things are going its way. You know, they can't see that. Even in you need this connection to do that. Yeah, go ahead. Read that sentence again. There's something else I wanted to say.
Being the eldest learned Vedantis.
Elder, yes, elder. Yeah, that's important. Yeah, elder. See, so you need to go to the elder. You got to learn to distinguish who is the elder. Elder in Krishna consciousness. See, who has the most experience? Who has the most potency? See, and then if you go for consultation with them, you'll advance to deeper levels of being God conscious. It's like that verse. I did a thing, on Facebook. Blessed are those who don't sit in the council of the wicked. Okay, well, most people do, more or less. There's wickedness all the way up through into the mode of goodness. There's even wickedness in liberation consciousness because there's imperfection there also. Imperfect understanding. So there's a wickedness on all levels from mode of ignorance all the way into liberation. There's ignorance there, wickedness. See, so blessed are those who don't sit in the council of the wicked. Well, the opposite is blessed are those who sit in the council of the transcendental, situated persons who are used by the transcendental potency, because you get that blessing. It's a prophet's reward. If you sit in good counsel, you only get a good reward. It's still some wickedness there and some illusion there, some ignorance there. That's why people coming here are very fortunate. That, they come here and you listen here and you participate. Then you get a transcendental result. Like Fani was telling me yesterday, he said, wow, this is amazing. I'm thinking of Krishna. I'm able to do that from your classes because that's the result, is you develop a natural attraction to the transcendental Lord. That is priceless. You can't pay enough money to get that. Bill Gates can't give this to you. George Soros or any of these big wigs out there can't give this to you. Only a real associate of Lord Caitanya can give you this. As a gift. See, give. See, this is part of the giving. See, in giving is purification, in giving is elevation. In giving this is the awakening. In giving this is the nourishing. See, it's all give.
And then we see how it gets mixed up in the religions. Like they're like, oh, this person's been a devotee for 50 years. Listen to them; they're the elder. But that's the contamination. Actually, Amy Rose is the elder. She's elder more than Radhanath, more than Balaram over there, more than Jayapataka, more than Narayanraj. She's an elder, but she's young in that material sense. She's been listening for
she's an elder in understanding, or anybody here. You become an elder you enter, when you go in Jesus said, I'm the door. You enter the door, you go through the door, you become the shepherd of the sheep. You become an elder. You got to go through the bona fide spiritual master. And then you get the proper conclusion. That's being an elder. You're more mature than your brothers and sisters because you got the result of that. Because it's a witness program. You have to have genuine substance. You have to have genuine realization. Otherwise, you're not any better than these other people that don't realize anything. Otherwise, you're no better than a false acharya or false prophet. You're false, man. You don't have any personal realization. You don't have any personal spiritual experience. See, here you're maturing. You're with an elder. You see you're with an elder. You experience that. You grow up. See, you grow in that understanding and you become a witness. See, the Lord also speaks through you like he speaks through the elder, and you become an elder also. But if you don't follow this process, you never become an elder. You just stay a false acharya, man, leading people in the darkness, and you claim to be in the light, but you're not. How can you become an elder in understanding? Elder means true wisdom, wise domain. Well, without the Lord and connecting with the transcendental Lord, you'll never be in wise dominion in this world. You can't. You have to be complete. The Lord completes the sacrifice. The Lord completes you and everybody else. Otherwise, you're not wise. You're not a wise person. You're a wise guy. A lot of wise guys out there. They're cracking everybody up. That's all they can do is. It's like Jesus in the Terminator movie. And the Terminator comes in, and they said, "Who are you?" The Terminator says, "Who are you?" And they go, "We're the wise guys. No, we're the something or other." And he said, "What are you, wise guys, huh?"
Yeah, they all.
Anyway, I forgot the name. Okay, that's enough for the day. Not for the day, just for an hour or two. Got to do some prescribed duties, or maybe some unprescribed duties. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna dialyze now as well, Maharaj.
Time for her to dialyze. So, Mayavadi, I'm sorry if you try your best. You are on the right path, but I'm not Guru. But every searcher for just you keep coming here, Mayavadi. You don't worry about it. Don't listen to these people. Well, listen to them if you can. But if you don't want to listen, no problem. Just come here and listen here. They may give you a hard time, but that's how they're just very strict. They're just strict.
Truth.
Oh, Hari, he's liberal. He's more liberal. I'm just happy. Go, Hari. He's just happy that you're here. So you don't let anybody deter you. You just keep coming back.
Brilliant. Thank you, Maharaj. Thanks, Govinda.
Yeah,
Lalita,
thank
thank you.
you.
Tom.
Okay, guys. Have a good day. You have a good day, Mayavadi, and everybody else.